Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson addressed the nation at the Jamaica Constabulary Force press conference.
So there has been a lot of discussion in the media about a fatal accident on the night of Saturday, April 30th, involving one of our members, Constable Donald Carr of the St. Andrew South Police Division. The misinformation circulating has caused significant angst for the family and also for his colleagues. Yesterday, I spoke with a member of Constable Carr's family and expressed condolences on behalf of the High Command and the wider JCF. My welfare officer, as well as the chaplaincy unit, have been in touch with the family and members of the division in order to provide the necessary support. So before I go into the other matters at this press briefing, I'll clarify the sequence of events and related timings to put some perspective to the incident. So let me again express condolences to the family and colleagues of Constable Carr and wish a speedy recovery to the other occupant of his car who was instrumental in bringing the accident to our attention. And please note that the timings and responses that we'll be indicating are based on our vehicle tracking system, our computer-aided dispatch at police emergency, and preliminary findings of the investigations. Our vehicle tracking system, which was implemented in 2019, gives an account of the location, speed, and time of our vehicles. It also keeps a historical record of this information. The computer-aided dispatch system, which was upgraded in 2021, captures actions and responses from our Police Emergency Control Center. This technology has allowed us, to a significant degree, to piece together a timeline of what took place on Saturday night. So the toll records indicate that Constable Carr entered the toll at Golden Grove, and that is the first toll when you leave the Miami Bay roundabout heading southbound towards Kingston at 9:51 p.m. So he entered the first toll leaving the Miami Bay roundabout at 9:51 p.m. The accident site was approximately 2 to 3 minutes from the toll plaza, traveling at normal highway speeds. A call was placed to the Police Emergency Control Center in Kingston at 10:33 p.m. The female caller said that she called her friend, that's Carr, and the female answered saying she was a passenger in the vehicle and that they had met in an accident along the north-south highway shortly after going through the first toll. The call was immediately transferred to the Police Emergency Control Center for Area 2 to facilitate better coordination of assets as the accident occurred within that jurisdiction. The Area 2 call taker interviewed the initial caller and ascertained Carr's phone number and then made direct contact with Carr's phone. The injured woman who answered that phone and reported that they had crashed, they were in a ditch and had been there for a long time, but was not clear exactly where they were. She indicated that she could not move and that Carr was unresponsive. At 10:50 p.m., the Police Emergency Control Center contacted the Highway Patrol, and a P-STEP unit located at Unity Valley in the southbound lane responded immediately. By 10:52, the unit was proceeding northbound to locate the crash site. At 11:07 p.m., the crash site was located by the P-STEP team, having traversed the Golden Grove toll and headed back on the southbound lane to the Lidford exit. The P-STEP team, on arrival, assessed the situation and, based on the nature of the injuries, called for ambulance assistance. At 11:35, the St. Anne vehicles, F037 and F038, entered the toll road from the Miami Bay roundabout. At 11:41, the vehicles arrived at the toll booth and spent 64 seconds there. At 11:45, F037 and F038 arrived at the crash scene. This was 10 minutes after they left the roundabout at Miami Bay and 38 minutes after the P-STEB unit arrived on the scene. At 11:58, F038, which is a pickup, departed the scene with Constable Carr and the OST, one of the OST units from St. Anne. At 11:59, F038 arrived at the Lidford toll, where it spent 2 minutes and 48 seconds. And then at 12:02, F038 was back on the northbound lane of the highway heading to St. Anne's Bay Hospital. At 12:04, F038 entered the Golden Grove toll and spent 70 seconds getting through. At 12:16, F038 arrived at St. Anne's Bay Hospital. It took 18 minutes from the scene to the hospital. The other injured party was prepped by the fire department, who had arrived on scene and was transported in F037 with the St. Anne shift commander to the hospital subsequently. The search and rescue operation from the first call to PECC to the member arriving at a hospital took 1 hour and 43 minutes. This includes the time taken to ascertain enough information to initiate a response, locate the crash site, administer initial assistance, and transport the injured officer to the hospital. Based on what we know so far, the performance of the emergency responders was commendable. They acted with alacrity and professionalism. This includes the call takers at PECC, the Highway Patrol team that arrived on scene initially, the St. Anne team that responded subsequently and removed the injured persons to the hospital, and the Jamaica Fire Brigade team who assisted on location. These are the verifiable facts at this point, and the investigations are ongoing. So let's turn our attention to some other matters. The main sources of funding for criminal gangs are the proceeds from drug trafficking, lottery scamming, arms trafficking, and extortion. These funds are being used to fuel gun violence and murder as they carry out their criminal activities and reprisals. In recent months, I've been signaling the intention of the law enforcement community to go after the money. Apart from the operational activities, we have increased our collaboration with FID, Customs, MOCA, the JDF, and other local and international partners. Last week, we revealed that a high-level investigation is underway following the seizure of $3.8 million and 30,000 Canadian dollars during an anti-narcotics operation in Western Jamaica. During the operation, a vehicle was intercepted, and upon search, cocaine weighing 11 kilos with a street value of Jamaican $88 million was found. One person remains in custody, and the interview process continues as part of the investigation. This was the product of quality intelligence and diligent police work. It was one of the largest seizures in our policing history, and I can assure you that while others may not be as large, there will be more. Since the start of the year, there has been a significant effort on the part of the law enforcement community to disrupt the activities on the international drug trade. 59 persons, 48 men and 11 women, have been arrested in connection with the illicit trade. More than 184 kilograms of cocaine with an estimated street value of $9.2 million or 1.4 billion Jamaican dollars has been seized. Just over 7,400 kilograms of ganja with an estimated street value of over $19.5 million or close to 3.1 billion Jamaican dollars, has also been seized. It must be noted that these prices are based on street estimates if the drug were to reach the United States. For decades, the drug trade has fueled crime and violence in our country. Like scamming, it is driving the acts of violence, spreading death, mayhem, and pain in our communities. Scamming continues to be one of the major drivers of violence in the country. Many of the murders, shootings, and other acts of senseless violence can be directly attributed to conflicts among scammers, who sometimes hire gunmen to carry out their killings. Over the weekend, the JCF and partners embarked on a series of coordinated operational activities targeted at scammers and disrupting criminal activities. So far, we have taken 48 persons into custody, arrested 37 persons on reasonable suspicion, charged 8 wanted persons, seized 16 motor vehicles, 21 electronic devices, and 6 lead sheets. We have also seized just over $5,000 and 1 million Jamaican dollars, as well as 2.4 kilograms of cocaine. These operations are ongoing and will be a feature of our policing activities as we assess the environment, continue to develop our intelligence, and align our responses accordingly. Since the beginning of this year, the JCF, in partnership with other law enforcement partners, have seized 268 firearms and over 5,500 rounds of ammunition. That represents a 6% increase overall, including a 30% increase in rifles seized when compared with this point in 2021. In relation to the crime figures, as at April the 30th, murders are up by 1.7%, with gang conflicts accounting for 72% of murders, interpersonal conflicts accounting for 14%, while 7% occurred in furtherance of criminal acts. Mob killings accounted for 1% and 6% are still being determined. Additionally, shootings are down by 12%, rapes are down by 21%, robberies are down by 10%, and break-ins are up by 6%. Overall, major crimes are down by 6%. In terms of the murders, Western Jamaica accounts for the largest increase, and we have and will be committing additional and specific resources over the next couple of months. So we should see some improvement there. In terms of break-ins, divisional plans have been adjusted to address this issue. We will continue to go after the money, the drugs, and the criminals. The team, and in particular our rank and file members, have demonstrated their commitment and resolve to keeping our people safe. While we carry out our duties, I want to remind the public to say something if you see something by calling Crime Stop at 311, our tip line at 811, or Police Emergency at 119. Thank you.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.